Okay everyone, welcome back to Droman's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the Nikon Z6 and the Osmo Pocket 2 for vlogging, and more specifically handheld vlogging. So right off the bat, let's not look at this as an apples to apples comparison. These are two completely different cameras in totally different price brackets and intended for very different uses. But I did recently pick up the Osmo Pocket 2 as my B camera because I found that when I was out shooting, I found that changing lenses on my Z6 and trying to show different things was quite difficult, and in some cases not possible because I wanted to show the camera being used with the lens that I was reviewing, and my phone just didn't really cut it. The testing I'm going to do tonight, I was planning on doing at a place called Hyde Park, which is this really great top floor parkade along 11th Avenue that's been completely turned into sort of like an adult playground. But when I got there, I saw that it was closed. I think it might only be open on weekends, so I had to troubleshoot and unfortunately go down a level to this open parking space, which actually ended up being kind of a blessing in disguise because I was able to set up, do my tests, and no one really approached me. So let's cut to that footage and let's see which camera works better for handheld vlogging. Let's go. Whew. Alright, now that we're here and the actual Hyde Park is closed today, we're going to go ahead and talk about today's Roundup. Today we're going to be talking about the vlogging differences between the Osmo Pocket 2 and the Nikon Z6. So let's talk about the 5 things that... Note to pass, Joey, you need to learn how to count. It's 4, not 5. Back to the video. I love about using my Nikon as my vlogging camera. Number 1 is the sensor size. Obviously, when you're using a bigger camera like this, it works a lot better in a lot of different lighting situations you might be in. So versatility wise, that's great. Number 2 is interchangeable lenses. As you guys can see, I'm using the FTZ2 adapter right now, and I have a whole F-line of older lenses that I use adapted on this camera, and it's just a beast. It's so good, and it looks great for both video and photos. Third thing I like, which is kind of a weird one, is actually the form factor. It's got this really beefy grip on it, which I just absolutely love for shooting. I think it's really easy to get a hold on. I've got pretty big hands, and you know, for that perspective, it's great. Number 4 is the dynamic range. When you're using a camera like this, you can get a lot more depth in terms of the shadows as well as the highlights when you're taking photo and video. But that's enough positives about the Nikon. Let's get to the positives of the Osmo Pocket 2. One is the form factor. It's super tiny and easy for me to take everywhere. As an everyday carry, I love this camera because it's obviously better than my cell phone, and it's something that I can just quickly throw into my bag, my pocket 2, and it's not necessarily a huge thing to worry about. And the second thing that I love is the stability. The footage is super stable, and on top of that, the gimbal on this one has definitely been improved from the first version. It's much more stable, a lot more reliable, and certainly better than the competition. I mean, what are you gonna do, get a Fimi Palm like Pete? Ugh. Third thing I love is the screen actually here. My Nikon Z6 you're seeing me through right now doesn't have a flippy screen, but the Osmo Pocket 2, I can actually hold it with the screen pointed towards me and I can see what I look like, which is great. Like right now, I'm just counting on the fact that my camera should be focused, but maybe not 100%. Number 4 is the functionality between this and my phone. It's super well connected once you use the creator combo with the all-do-in-one handle on the bottom. Now let's do some examples of vlogging with each camera. Let's go! Alright, so now I'm doing the best thing I can do, which is a side-by-side comparison. The Nikon lens I'm using is a 17 to 35, which is a great focal length, but we've got it right around 20 right now because the fixed focal length here on the Osmo Pocket is right around that as well. So I thought that this would be the fairest challenge. On the Osmo, you're seeing me through 4K 50 because that way then I can enable face tracking. And on the Nikon, you're seeing me through 1080 60 because it doesn't do 4K past 30 frames. How does this look? Do you guys think this looks pretty good? Can you tell a difference between the footage? I don't know. Let's keep on going. We're shooting at ISO 200 max, so that way then we're not pushing out the colors too much. Again, I don't think I would use this as my A camera, but as a B camera or something to use when I'm walking around to talk to, I think it's pretty great. So from those perspectives, it's great. Let's do a quick running test. This is what it looks like when I'm running. How does this look? All right, let's switch now to the Nikon Z6. All right, so now let's do the vlogging test of the Nikon Z6. How does this look? How does it sound? You're seeing me at 1080/60 with a max ISO of 200. I'm using a variable ND as well, which I don't actually have on the Osmo. Right now you're seeing me through the 17 to 35 f2.8 f-mount lens with the FTZ2 adapter, wide open at 2.8 at ISO 200. How does this sound? How does this look? Mic-wise, you might be wondering what I'm using. It is the Rode Video Mic Pro shotgun mic, definitely slightly different than a clip-on mic. Holding it as stable as I can with my arm, but definitely not super easy. Okay, let's switch to the longboard. All right, so now we are on the board just like Casey Neistat. Well, I feel like Casey Neistat. I'm boosting the board myself. Same ISO, same settings that we shot before, 4K 50, so I can get the face track on, which I feel like would be really good right about now, as we are looking to get the face track to work, which doesn't work in 4K 60, but that's totally fine. Oh, face track just lost. There we go, now I'm back. The face track, if you move too fast, it's like not great, which, you know, would be nice if it was a little bit more reliable. Recently, Casey Neistat got back into vlogging on his boosted board, which is super cool, but you know, I only have a push board, so definitely not quite the same level of technology, which is, you know, a slight bummer, but you know, it's not too bad. It's about as good as can be had. But yeah, how's this look?
Okay, so what's the right tool to use? I think it just depends on what you're looking to accomplish. If you're going to be vlogging for extended periods of time using your arm and you don't happen to be a bodybuilder, the Osmo Pocket 2 would probably be the right call. It's a lot lighter, easy to carry around, and something you can always have in your pocket. Now, if you happen to be built like the Hulk or She-Hulk and are able to carry a large camera like that with one arm for extended periods of time, definitely go with the mirrorless or full frame options. It's definitely going to produce footage that you're able to play with a lot more in post, which is also great. So I think with that, folks, we'll leave the video there. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views, do it for yourself. And unfortunately, you're not going to actually see a video from me for about the next 10 days. Don't be alarmed. I'm actually going on a photo video trip down to Denver as well as Utah. So it's farewell for now. See you all when I get back. Bye, everyone.